All right, so let's talk Saweetie. Saweetie recently sat down with Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco on stage, and she answered a couple questions about her past relationship with Quavo, and also jumped into the rap beef between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion. So she was asked about whether or not she felt as though the rap beef between Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj was going too far. Saweetie said, hey, no, because when men get into rap beef and they take it wherever they take it, it's never too far, right? So why is it that when women get into rap beef, people say, oh, they're taking it so far, they're taking it so far. I feel like what happens with women in rap beef as it compares to men in rap beef, women are supposed to be the sensual creatures. Women are supposed to be the caring creatures, the calm creatures, the like, I'm trying to, the words are losing me right now, but women are supposed to be softer, you know what I mean? And because rap is such a girly thing, sometimes it is hard for people to digest women going at each other's necks like men. So it is something hard for people to digest, and people can interpret it as going too far. However, we do also, and I do like the point that Saweetie bring up, have to recognize the game that the two women have chosen to play. It is a rap battle, and you know what? In a rap battle, I guess there is no limits, right? Even though I feel like morally there should be some limits, I guess in a rap battle there aren't limits, and that's something that I personally have to accept, and we as a culture have to accept that rap beef, female rap beef, can go far, and it can get personal, and you know what? We got to tuck our feelings away as it relates to that. So the line on your dead mama bar that has everybody in the tizzy perhaps shouldn't have us in a tizzy, because you know what? It is rap beef, and male rappers have said a lot worse, right? So let's move on to what she had to say about her past relationship with Quavo, right? She was asked about Quavo, about spinning the block. Saweetie's like, look, baby, I do not spin the block, okay? I do not spin the block. And I kind of like that. I feel like it shows confidence. I feel like it shows that whenever she does make a decision to walk away from something, she has evaluated the situation enough to know that it's something that she does not want to return to. So I like that. Let me tell you something. Shannon Sharp, he's a shade. I can see why he's doing so good. He a little shady. You gonna see him. He gonna be the new Shade Room interviewer. Like, he a little shady. He brings up the Bentley that, I think it's a Bentley. Yes, it's a Bentley that Quavo allegedly took back from Saweetie. I'm like, why would you bring up the Bentley, Shannon? Like, seriously, how long ago was that? But he brought up the Bentley, and she was and that's one thing I like about Saweetie. Her PR game is very on point. She knows how to answer certain difficult questions. And she was like, well, I got me a Rolls Royce. Right after that. So instead of cursing out Quavo and like talking negatively on Quavo for taking back the Bentley, she's like, nope, I got me my own Rolls Royce. And she shined light on something that she was able to do for herself. Another thing that stood out to me in this interview that I really wanted to just kind of touch on real quick was that, Shannon Sharp knew Saweetie for being Quavo's ex-girlfriend, and knew Saweetie for having certain ties to certain things that I'm pretty sure Saweetie didn't quite like those ties, because Saweetie was like, so don't you know me for making music? Don't you know me for being Icy Girl? Don't you know me for this? And I feel like where the disconnect for Saweetie and the fans is that Saweetie needs to try to get into the studio and make some hit songs. Like That's My Best Friend. Like, I loved that song, and I loved a lot more that she made, and she needs to keep doubling down and making good music that resonate with us as fans, so that when she does walk in a room, we can say, hey, that's Saweetie, the person who did such and such song. That's Saweetie. She has a hit song out right now, instead of associating you with being Quavo's ex-girlfriend. But hey, that's my take. Laters.